Hey there, everybody! Flash Notion here, back for another reaction to Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Yay! I'm a little bit tired. It's a little bit late, but you know, I scheduled things wrong today. But regardless, we're here to watch Star vs. I'm quite happy for it. Quite looking forward to these episodes. Let's see. Last time we had some pretty good episodes. I don't know if I really want to recap them too much. I forgot to bring up the list of episodes again. I always do this. Well, not always, but most of the time. Okay. Yeah. So we'll just look at the actual titles here. Demon says, sophomore slump, lint catcher, trial by square. So, yeah, we had, Tom, and Star doing a thing, getting closer. We had Marco deciding to go to Muni. We had Marco, almost dying in the laundry room, and we had, some quest buy shenanigans. So that was all very, very fun. With the first one, yeah, had some issues with it, but otherwise, I mean, good set. I don't want to call anybody out, but I, did receive a comment on the last episode that I'm a little bit concerned about, and I just want to make sure everybody understands that, like, whether or not you think the show is good, whether or not you think any show is good, it's completely your opinion, and most of the time it's based on things that are, in fact, entirely subjective. Bad writing happens, and when it happens, people are usually pretty good about recognizing it, but whether or not they enjoy something in spite of bad writing, usually comes down to opinions and what opinions they have. And, me personally, I think that this show is as good, if not better, than it's ever been. I'm not gonna criticize a show that is about teenagers for delving into relationship stuff, because I remember being that age and being obsessed with relationships. So, yeah. But even beyond that, the thing that I really want to make sure everybody understands here, because this is not an opinion, this is simply a fact. Star is not responsible for what's happening to Marco. Alright? And what Marco is doing. Like, yeah, okay, she shouldn't have necessarily told him about her feelings the way that she did. I do personally think that was very selfish. However, that is very in character for Star. But again, I have some experience in life. I think that in that regard, she should not have done that. That is a very teenage, selfish thing to do. But it still does not change the fact that Jackie was the one who broke up with Marco because Marco wanted to go back to Muni. That is not Star's fault. That is not anything she had control over. And honestly, Marco himself made some bad choices there that he could have done things differently and better. Most notably, he should have gotten a mirror, talked to Star, and then conferred with her before, just dropping in on her. She was kind of left, like, that kind of thing. She was a little bit scrambling because, she wasn't really expecting to see Marco again anytime soon. So, yeah, that's like, what do you do in that situation where somebody you never thought you'd see again just comes back into your life at a time when you're not ready for them to do that? Like, yeah. So don't go blaming Star for Marco's problems. Is what I'm going to leave that at. Okay? Okay. So with that out of the way, let's move on to this week's episodes. So first up, we have Princess Turdina. And that is definitely about Ponyhead and Marco and probably some Miss Heinous stuff. Because, Marco is Earth-Turd to Ponyhead, and the only time Marco is called a princess is when Miss Heinous is involved. So, yeah. Starfari? I mean, I guess maybe we're going into Muni's Wilderness? That would be pretty cool. Sweet Dreams? I mean, dream-based episode. Lava Lake Beach. No idea, but we're probably going to some place that's a beach, but with lava. And that sounds awesome. So yeah. Yeah. Star versus. Time to get started watching because, show's good. Good show is good. Let's get started. In 3, 2, 1... Okay, that was... I wouldn't necessarily say it was as enjoyable a set of episodes as last time, but it was certainly an interesting set. So the first one, more continuation of the St. Olga's Miss Heinous arc. Marco tells the truth. That was, as I said, Star, how's that hypocrisy taste? Because, there's a lot of stuff that she does not want to tell the truth about, as we saw in, 2 episodes later, and in a lot of cases, Star's things that she does not tell the truth about are a lot more damaging than the stuff that Marco doesn't tell the truth about. Yeah. So, but once again, Star is a very selfish person. We know this. We should know this. So, it's not anything I can... Seriously? It's not surprising. It's a little bit disappointing, but it is well within her character, and it's one of those things where, I can laugh about it because, I don't know her personally, so it's not a real person, so I can't be too annoyed. Because it's a character, and it's part of who she is as a character. And yeah, And I would be more annoyed with it if it weren't one of those things that, again, she's a teenager, she's still learning, she's still growing, and that, she has already grown quite a bit as a character. So, I can't hate her for that. But the biggest thing there is that at the end, it seems like Miss Heinous is now kidnapping princesses and draining them of their magic and putting it into herself, and, that's terrifying, horrifying, awful. I don't like it, and I don't know if they can undo it. But we'll see. Yeah. As far as Starfari goes, obvious Jane Goodall reference, and at least as far as the character goes, as far as the subject matter of that episode, good God, I do not even want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Because, I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I am white as shit. So, no, I don't want to touch that issue. because, I mean, the treatment of monsters is obviously a, like, metaphor, allegory, whatever, towards racism, and, yeah. There's the fact that they had a Jane Goodall character who is famous for studying gorillas be the one who is supposedly an expert on monsters who the treatment of whom is supposed to be seen as similar to racism. Like, there is 10 different levels of both appropriate but also inappropriate but also just completely fucked up going on there. And aside from saying that it's there, I don't even want to touch it. Nope. I'm just going to acknowledge it and move on. I do like seeing Star address the racism that is inherent in the Mewman's treatment of monsters, and also, like, address, like, some questions I've had, like the fact that the monster in Eclipse's tapestry there that she supposedly ran away with looks almost exactly like Tom's mom. Like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that back in the episode where we met her. Looks almost exactly the same, and the fact that she is not a monster and Tom is not a monster, but Buffrog is, like, it's like, what even is this classification? It's pure, like, it really is just a terrible, terrible situation, and I'm glad that Star's, starting to actually tear that system down. As far as Sweet Dreams go, like, it's interesting that Star is trying to learn how to control this otherworldly butterfly form thing. I don't know how to take it, her listening to Eclipsa, because on the one hand, that seems bad, and I personally do think that a lot of what Eclipsa says to Star, like, it definitely feels like she definitely feels a bit of a sociopath who is leading Star down a path of self-destruction. And in that regard, I don't think she's evil. I still don't think she's evil, because for me, for someone to be evil, they have to be at a certain level aware of their actions and the negative consequences that will come about as a result of them. So, like, I don't think Eclipsa truly understands why the things that she's doing are bad, and why the things that she's telling Star to do can have negative consequences. I don't think she understands it. And in that regard, I don't think she's evil. I just think that, she is doing... She acts without necessarily thinking about the consequences, and she acts in her own self-interest like a complete sociopath. So, in that regard, I do think that she shouldn't be listened to. But on the other hand, Glossaric, who is, right now he's acting like a dog or a cat, but he also happens to be, like, the magical expert type character. So, like, the fact that he went to get Eclipsa and not Moon, clearly he seems to think that listening to Eclipsa is what is best for Star in this moment. That Star needs to learn from her in some way, shape, or form. So, because of that, like, I don't know how to feel about it. The secret passageway thing is cool, but also it's one of those things where, like, if Star were actually half the princess that she wants to be, she should tell Moon immediately about Eclipsa having secret passageways that she uses to move about the castle without anybody knowing. Because, like, the fact is that whether or not she's dangerous, the fact that those passageways exist is a security threat to the Butterfly Castle, and they should know about it. You know, at the very least, every sitting monarch should know about those passageways. Other than that, I mean, we got confirmation that Ludo's okay. Well, physically. He does not seem okay mentally, but, like, he's still out there. He could come back. Maybe. Yeah, and we got to see that, you know, someday Star might have actual control over her magic form from there. So, that's pretty cool. As far as that last one goes, I was mistaken. I thought that Kelly was the one who wanted to get back together with Tad, and that he broke up with her, when it was actually the opposite of that. So, like, I for a moment there in the middle of the episode, I said some things about Kelly that turned out, like, no, that did not apply to her. That instead it definitely applies to Tad. And in Tad's case, it comes across as a lot more abusive, actually. I mean, it would be technically abusive either way, but, like, oh my god, that pounding. Seriously, what does that get you? The bass is too loud to actually affect your, like, actually enjoy it. Like, what the fuck? Oh. Anyways, but yeah, it definitely, like, this is the first time we've really addressed, like, does Marco have feelings for Star? We've addressed already that Star has feelings for Marco, and that she's currently kind of ignoring them, pushing them down for various reasons. But we've never really fully addressed whether or not Marco has feelings for Star, and this is the first time we've done that. In any case, it definitely seems like they're setting up Marco and Kelly as a, like, couple seems like the wrong word, but, like, pairing? Temporarily, at least. Like, as long as Star is with Tom, I feel like, you know, Marco and Kelly might be a thing. Which I like Kelly. Like I said, aside from, you know, that period of time in the middle of this episode where I was just like, ew, she's like that. Which was completely my misunderstanding. Yeah, no, Kelly seems pretty cool. Like, she fights that dog creature. She has a big-ass sword. You know, she has a cool design. Her voice is nice. I like her glasses. Like, yeah, Kelly's pretty cool. And then, yeah, the soul rise thing is freaky, but seems pretty cool. Pretty epic. I mean, it would definitely be an event. I do wonder about its significance in universe, but regardless, the fact that, you know, Marco's birthday and that he's not celebrating it with Star, whereas I'm pretty sure they did celebrate Star's birthday, like, that's, that kind of sucks. So, yeah. Regardless, though, as far as, honestly, now that I think about it, like, aside from the first one, I wouldn't necessarily call any of these episodes, like, fun. They're all very interesting, and they're all very entertaining, but not in, like, a fun way. Like, I don't know how else to describe that, but yeah, no, there's a definite difference between fun episodes that I enjoy and these ones that I enjoy, but for different reasons. I enjoyed all of these episodes because they seem to be moving forward various plots. The first one is the St. Olga stuff. The second one is the humans and monsters relationship thing. The third one is the stuff with Eclipsa and Star's magic. And the fourth one is the actual, teenage relationship bullshit. But, all four of these are very plot-related episodes that I enjoyed. And it is interesting that each one manages to touch on a different plot. Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go in the long run here. Yeah. Yeah, we have kind of lost direction a little bit in the sense that we're without a main antagonist. We've gotten rid of Toffee and Ludo, and Miss Heinous is too much of a in the background type of thing for her to be like a big bad true threat at the moment. She might grow to be that, but like at the moment she does not seem to be that, and we haven't put enough focus on her yet for her to be that, so we'll see. And honestly, I don't feel like they're gonna put Eclipsa in that position at the moment. The only way I can see Eclipsa being put into that position is as a more tragic figure where, like, Star, realizes that Eclipsa's philosophy on life is damaging and, like, dangerous, and so she rejects it, and Eclipsa therefore states that, like, Star is not worthy to have the wand, and tries to take it from her. Like, that would be one way that this story could go. But other than that, I'm not sure. And as far as the relationship stuff, I mean, the fact that they've had now Marco be confronted with the idea of, oh, hey, you like Star, and him, the way that he panicked there, like, I have felt that panic before, of like, oh god, am I actually in love with this girl? And my answer turned out to be yes. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Marco's answer is probably yes. And the only question then is, can Marco and Star, actually converse about this and decide to get together? Which I feel like that is something that the show is building up towards very slowly, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But the longer they go without actually talking about it, the more the people who in the audience are mature enough to realize that that is the solution are going to be pulling out their goddamn hair. And, it's also a question of, like, if you even want Marco and Star to be together, like, do you even ship them? Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. Like, again, they're kids. They are kids. Even to me, like, I'm not that old, but even to me, they're kids at this point, and, like, yeah, I don't feel like either of them are fully mature enough yet. Like, honestly, again, I still think that the best way to end this show would be to have, at least as far as the relationships go, would be to have both of them admit that they're not ready. And for them to then, like, separate for a while, and maybe in, like, a distant finale, maybe seed the idea of, like, them getting together in the future. But, like, yeah, for now, yeah. In any case, that was a very, very interesting set of episodes. Not as fun as the previous one, but yeah, no, pretty good still. In any case, I think that's going to be it for this time. And yeah, I as always look forward to the next time. But until then, I will say bye.